Running a retail business doesn't have to be so hard. Welcome to the Creative Shop Talk podcast, the go-to podcast for creative shop owners, studio owners, and independent retailers. I'm your host, Wendy Batten, retail business coach and mentor. Each week, I'll share simple, proven business strategies, inspiring stories from fellow retailers, and advice from industry experts. Together, we're going to work to find the success you want from your retail business with more profits in your till and a little more joy in your life. Well, hey there, my friends. Welcome to our little series on quick tips, strategy. Today, we're going to talk about marketing. Today, we are going to discuss relationships. So relationships are rocket fuel. That is something I've been saying to my clients for quite some time now because it really does matter. Relationships with your customers, relationships with your vendors, relationships in your community with other business leaders and your hairdresser. We need to be continually paying attention to the relationships around us. So it's really important as well that our staff understand how to build relationships, making sure that our staff, because they are representing you. So our marketing strategy today, or our marketing tip of the day, is really understanding how to train your staff to be conversationalists and how you can leverage relationships. And I don't mean that in a sleazy way, but I mean that in a very lovely, the way the world works way. You need to be referable. You need to be thought of. You need to be a connector in your community. I think it's really important and really fun to be a connector in our own community. So understanding and thinking about collaborations, open the conversations up with your local coffee shop, open conversations up and go to the business meetings, and just, even while you're just having a coffee shop or coffee at the local coffee shop, having conversation with people. It's just relationship building. It's just being trustworthy and being known. This is how we're known in our community. This is how people talk about us. There's also other external relationships that we really should be nurturing as well. What I see happen inside the Retailers Inner Circle and inside my Level Up Mastermind group are retailers kind of opening the doors to allowing other people, to have conversations on, I call them sidebars, but we go into breakout rooms sometimes and they have conversations. And the word that comes back to me is, hey, I'm going to go with Lee and I'm going to, she gave me a great idea and she's going to partner with me and we're going to do this collaboration together. Ideas get sparked when you build relationships and you nurture those relationships. I actually heard another client in one of our retailer roundtables. I think there was 20 retailers inside and that's our monthly coaching group that we do inside, our monthly coaching session that we do inside my Retailers Inner Circle program. And one of the retailers there, we were talking about a situation, and she said, hey, I think this would be a really good idea for so-and-so. I know she's not on the call here right now, but I'm going to go, what was the name of her store again? And somebody else was saying, oh, that's her store. And then another retailer said, I'll go tag her after and we'll make sure that this works for her. I mean, come on. That's from nurturing relationships. That's from finding people who get you. That's from being known, showing up, doing things in front of other people. So thinking about nurturing your relationships, again, with other business owners, with other business leaders, with your team, nurturing relationships with your vendors, your customers, the UPS guy, you need to nurture relationships. So that is how word of mouth happens. That's how you get known. That's how you get referred. That is how we stay top of mind and with all kinds of relationships. So relationships are rocket fuel. And again, understanding, even making sure that your staff understand all of that as well, because your staff need, again, to be conversationalists. They need to be able to have conversations and nurture relationships with clients. So we do have an entire selling and sales training inside the Retailers Inner Circle. We have that in the masterclass. If you want to go a little bit deeper, it's a great one to show your staff. It's a great one to revisit yourself. And it's also a great one to have with your staff so they can understand how to approach selling and serving clients with conversation, with words, with saying the right thing, with knowing what to say, knowing how to say it, knowing how to upsell and serve, and all of the things. That is building relationships with your clients. You become that trustworthy source. And that is what sets us apart as independent retailers with brick and mortar stores and keeping retail excellence in your business. So that is what sets you apart, is having staff and yourself and the relationships being nurtured in an excellent way. Okay, my friend, I hope this has been very helpful for you. I am going to be sharing several tips, tricks, I don't know, kind of coming up with some some kind of tagline, I guess, for this, but I would love to continue this conversation in the DMs inside my Instagram, or if you're in the inner circle, we can continue the conversation inside the inner circle with ask me anything about these short tips, strategies that we're sharing with you here. And I'd love, again, as I'd say, jump into my DMs on Instagram. I'm Wendy Batten Biz. We can have a conversation over there. We can have a conversation in the inner circle, the retailer's inner circle, or of course, my mastermind. They all know how to get a hold of me. We chat on Voxer all the time. So my friends, I hope you have a fabulous week. Thank you for being here. I am currently on my trip in New Zealand and I'm so excited to be able to share these podcast episodes with you while I'm away. But I am also really enjoying chatting with people in the DMs. So I want to hear from you. Let's have a chat. See you next week, my friends. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm so glad that you were here to join us this week, and I hope you found value in what we're sharing here. I want to remind you that our website has all of the show notes. You can find it at wendybatten.com/podcast. Everything that you need to hear about today's podcast is there. Also an opportunity if you need to reach out to me. If I can support you in any way whatsoever, please feel free to reach out. So thanks for joining us. Please leave a review, subscribe if you can, and never miss an episode. We hope to see you back here again next week. Thanks, my friend. Have a great week.